Hello everybody, it's Joshino, and today I have a bit of a sobering topic, so if you don't want to hear something serious, you want to switch off now. There's going to be some gameplay in the background. So in the Miller community, unfortunately, a member of RPS, an outfit, passed away, called Sophia, and she was battling with depression at the time. And I just wanted to talk about my own experiences, maybe just to help some people or to point it out to somebody that may know somebody that's depressed that might be able to help. But I really struggle to talk about this. I've wanted to talk to it about it for a while, but I don't know how to do it and sound genuine. And it's probably the only thing that makes me tear up a little bit, because just thinking about it makes me feel upset. But I will put it out there that So I'll just explain. About at the end of my university, I was in my third year, and I had glandular fever, which I had to go to hospital for. It doesn't always affect people that badly, but at the time I was really ill, and when I go back to university, I didn't have any special considerations. I had one university lecturer, which I'll always be thankful for, that gave me an extension, but all the others didn't really do much, and I think that at the time I was too weak to really complain. And basically, I had a mental breakdown because I couldn't cope with catching up with everything. I passed. I got 2-1 in the end, but my mind, after that point of having that breakdown, it felt like I've said before, it's like a Rubik's cube that you can never get back to the right faces. Like the person I am now and the way I feel is different. My head is completely different to what it was before I had that breakdown, and maybe it's like a chemical imbalance. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, I just want to put it out there that I have a very loving family. I have great friends, and still I was able to get like this. And I think that's sort of the point I wanted to make. That it could be anybody. It could be somebody you know. It could be yourself, and you might be struggling alone. All I want to say is that it's really important to get to a doctor and have a chat with a doctor. And hopefully, not all doctors are that good, but or a GP in the UK, and hopefully they'll point you in the right direction, or be able to prescribe you with something, because that's the most important thing, just to get the ball rolling. And I think there's certain stops that might stop somebody from doing this. For example, not everybody, because it affects everybody differently, but a lot of people struggle to motivate themselves, and it might be really hard just to go to the doctors, and people feel massively embarrassed and ashamed about how they feel, and they feel weak, and that's always difficult because you never want to admit that you have a problem, I suppose. But for me, it was getting scary because I was getting towards that point where I could have quite easily ended it as well. But this was a long time ago, and I've probably been in, I think it's called remission, for about 8 months now, where I felt good, and I haven't had any episodes where I've gone back. And I went through my local mental health services where I did a self-referral pack, and it went to the mental health team. It's called Trent PTS in the Derbyshire area, if anyone lives around here. But I don't know what would be available in your area, so it might be worth like Googling mental health charities or trusts, and then looking at what your mental health service is in the area, and hopefully they'll have something similar where you just have to fill in a self-referral pack, because that's always easier than going down and feeling I don't know. Yeah, I want to just say that if you do know somebody that's depressed, it might be really hard to get through to them, and because they won't want to talk about it, they don't want to admit it, they don't want to be treated any differently. I think that's a big point. You don't want to treat your friends or anybody differently because of depression, but I think it is worthwhile trying to give them a bit of a nudge, or try to get them to go to a doctor, or just to start the steps to getting sorted, because it's not easy to push yourself to go out there. And I don't think I didn't do it myself. My family eventually found out because I couldn't hide it anymore. I was breaking down every day, and I couldn't hide it anymore. So my family eventually pushed me to the doctors, which probably saved me. And then after that point, I don't know if you noticed, but I started my YouTube channel in February 2014. That was when I started going to therapy, and they told me to do basically more active and do more things and fill my day up. And one of the things that I started doing was the YouTube channel. So thank you everybody for being supportive all this time. It's actually probably help me for my road to recovery. I don't know if I can suggest that for everybody, because I think I was lucky in that I got quite successful. But yeah, and if people do want to send a message to me, I will respond, but I don't know what I can do. All I will say probably is go to the doctor, look at your local mental health charities, any other charities in the UK. Who I'm working for now, the Citizens Advice Bureau. If you went to one of the CABs in your area in the UK, they'd probably be able to help you fill in the form or tell you what the mental health trusts are in the area. If you struggle with motivating yourself, it might be worthwhile getting down there and having someone sort it out all for you. And I think that also helped me. Basically, all these different things to be active. I was volunteering, and that helped a lot as well. And thankfully, it's turned into a job. I think I've just been very lucky along the way, and not everybody has that. Yeah, it's just a hard thing to talk about, and I just wanted to get it off my chest. And I feel that if people know that somebody that's quite happy-go-lucky on a video can be have such darkness inside their mind, I think it might just light up the fact that it could be anybody that you know that is struggling. Because really, people that are depressed usually wear a mask and try and hide it from absolutely everybody, and they might be the people that appear the happiest. For example, I think in the news recently, Robin Williams passing away was quite a shocker, because you think he's the happy man, but really he's been struggling for a long time. So I'd like to mention that I think the video games actually helped during the time I was depressed. I actually used video games as an escape mechanism. I played PlanetSide 2, believe it or not, for a long time to escape sort of my mind and all the things that were going on. I think that it took my mind off of the problems, but then at the end of the day they weren't solved when I came off the game, and perhaps that made it a little bit worse. But I think at the end of the day, I was able to escape some of the darkness for a while, and that's a big thing. And I am quite thankful to all the people that were there when I was playing PlanetSide 2. I got into quite a nice community, and just having somebody to talk to all the time and to keep me active was really uplifting at the time. And I think that in the same way, if you're depressed, it's one more thing that can keep you active. Is video gaming can take your mind off of the problems, but as I said, you need to see a doctor so that you can start the ball rolling to try and tackle it. And it might be medication that you might have to take. I personally take medication, which does make me a bit more flat. I think my personality's gone a bit more flat, but I think it's worthwhile anyway. But yeah, video games can really take your mind off of the pain that you're feeling in your mind. And yeah, but you do risk being absorbed. Anyway, I hope that this might have helped in some way, or that I don't know. It's just a hard topic to talk about, and I am sorry for the loss of Sophia, but at the same time, I think that depression is a big epidemic of the modern age, and it's so misunderstood in the public. I think doctors and mental health trusts and things like that set up are quite good, but they may not have the funding that they need. But the public perception of depression is very limited, and I think it's quite easy for people to slip and be missed. And I think it's very sad, but at the same time, I don't think anyone should feel any guilt. It is, as I said, it's an illness, and that's just how it is. I think if you're sick, and you don't get, and it can just take you. Anyway, I don't know what to say about that, and I didn't know her personally, so I don't want to say too much. Anyway, if you do have any troubles, you can message me or maybe share your own experiences, because sometimes it is just talking helps. I don't know. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Joshina, bye.